Greetings, Local 2627 sisters and brothers. Today is Tuesday, August the 13th, and I just want to update you on a couple of things. The first thing I want to update you is about the longevity. Basically, there's two types of longevity. The unit longevity, which comes from the local, and the Messiah longevity that comes from the city. The city's 15-year longevity, which is $800. Now, the unit longevity is different between different agencies. For example, CUNY has a different one versus the mayoral versus transit authority. So I'm not going to talk about the amounts, but what I will tell you is that the unit longevity, the local's longevity, is pensionable after you've been receiving it for 2 years. The Messiah longevity, which is the city's longevity, is pensionable after you've been receiving it for 15 months. So I just want to clear that up for people. Another thing I want to talk to people is about standby time. The general rules of standby time is that if you are ordered to go on standby time, you have to get paid at 50% of whatever your rate would be. Now, if you have to pick up the phone during the time that you're on standby time, you automatically go to your full rate for that period. And it's done in 15-minute increments. So, for example, if they call you and you only talk for 2 or 3 minutes, you would get whatever you would get paid for 15 minutes. If you were talking for 20 minutes, it would go to the next 15 minutes, which means you would get paid for a half an hour for 30 minutes of your regular pay. And basically, that's the rules on standby time. The only difference in standby time is versus volunteering versus involuntary is that if it's involuntary, they have to pay you in cash. If it's voluntary, it's comp time is an option that they have. Now, another item I want to talk to you about is transfers. If you transfer from a non-mayoral agency, or you transfer to a non-mayoral agency, meaning like CUNY or transit or housing authority or something like that, you will be subject to the salary suppression because they will not consider you being an incumbent. Now, the salary suppression is that you'll get a 15% lower rate for the first 2 years, and then it's brought up to the regular rate, unless you're in a title. For example, in CUNY, you're entitled that they declare as a hard to recruit title. In a case like that, then there is no suppression rate. So if your agency, if you're transferring to another agency and you need to know this information, you need to call the local and give us, and we will give you the information. We will look it up and find out exactly how it affects you at your agency if you're a new employee. The deadline for registering to vote for the primary, which is on September 10th, is August the 16th. The deadline to register is August the 16th if you want to vote in the primary on September 10th. Until I talk to you next week, this is Robert Ajay. Have a good week. And remember, voting is important. If you don't vote, remember what's going to happen with the mayoral candidates, except for John Lewis, saying no retroactivity. And we're talking about 5 to 6 years without a contract. In solidarity, Robert Ajay.